Any one of you has gone through any document on the CCLM part? And if you give me your expectations, then in that case, like I will try my best to cover that topic as well in the CCM part. Okay, so let me share the PowerPoint which I prepared uh, for this CCM configuration in Solution Manager. I'm sharing my desktop, and I will go through each and every slide of this PowerPoint. Please let me know like once you are able to see my desktop. Anybody is saying something? Are you able to see my desktop now?
Yes, we can. Yeah, we can see.
Okay. So first of all, I will go through the PowerPoint, and then after I prepare a flow chart like which describe like what are the different activities we need to perform. And while configuration, like in the HCL Solution Manager, I face some issues as well. So I cover those issues inside that flow chart as well. Okay. So starting with the solution with the CCLM part, the solution manager configuration, the system preparation, and the manage system configuration is mandatory. So the first slide talks about few of the important tasks which needs to be performed inside the solution manager. So when you are using a solution manager, then in that case you have to identify two clients. The first client is where you can configure your solution manager, you configure your managed system, and the second client you can use as a BI client. So both the client can be on the same client as well, or you can use a different client in solution manager. It all depends on your scenarios. Okay, so suppose like when you are configuring this system preparation, first of all you need to have one S user account and one admin user account. You have to go to the transaction AIS user, and then after you have to assign this S user account to the admin user account. Here SM underscore ADM, you see here the SM underscore ADM has been assigned to the S user account, and you have to make sure that this S user account has all the privileges like data sharing privilege should be given to this S user account. Like it has a privilege where all the system data which solution manager is sharing with the SAP environment, SAP service marketplace, that authorization has been given to this S user account, and the password is available with you because during the system preparation you need this S user ID and password as well. Now for the backend system to get configured, the major issue faces like the backend system definition is not maintained in the solution manager. So first of all, you have to make sure that the backend system is connected with the SLD. Most probably like the SLD of the solution manager, because solution manager has the Java stack as well. and then after you transfer the data, system data to the SLD, and you log into the SLD and create a technical system, business system, see like what are the different components are there, which is present with the system definitions, and then log into your solution manager, execute a transaction LMDB, synchronize it with the SLD, and make sure that whatever the data information is available in your system status part is visible here in LMDB as well. Most importantly, the product instance information, like what are the different product instance, product versions is there with is the part of that backend system. So if you see here, the first screen is talking about, sorry, the first screen is talking is the screenshot of your SLD, where it says the technical system and the business system has been created here. And the second screen is showing you the LMDB part, where it says the product instance information, which talks about the product versions, which you are able to see in while logging through system, and then go to the status, and there you can find out what are different components are available with the backend system. Okay, now most in most of the scenarios, sometimes like while doing the system preparation steps, here in the second screen, if you see, this is a system preparation. In most of the cases, one of the prerequisite is the STC01 configuration. Like it is an automated task. Sometimes it is giving you the error, and then after you have to perform the manual activity after logging to the solution manager and go to the STC01 configuration and perform each and every task manually. So this is again the prerequisite for CCLM. So it has to be green. The first screen shows is green, and the system preparation has to be green. So if you see the third screenshot, it says all are green here. Now the managed system here, I've shown you three system landscape, where you can see the S17, E71, S71, and I71. These three systems are there. One is development, quality, and production. E71 is your production environment, and I71 is your development environment. S71 is the quality or like quality environment it is. So like for configuration of the CCLM, you have to make sure that whatever the system backend system is there, its entire landscape has to be configured properly. Like everything should be green. Okay, so if you see the bottom section, it shows each and every section is green. The only thing, now coming to the user management part, like there are two ways you can configure the user. One is through the SU01, where you need to define, you need to provide the roles and authorization to the user manually, or solution manager has given you the privilege to go to the Solman setup, and there you can find out a link configuration user management. Once you click there, then you only has to select the use cases, case IDs. All the use case ID is already maintained, is already provided by the SAP system. So only thing you need to understand is what kind of case ID you need to assign to your user ID in your solution manager and in your backend system. So if you see here at the second screen, it shows SM_ADM. This user account is the solution manager, where I have assigned use case ID CC_ADM_XXX, CC_dis_XXX, and then SMC_CCM and CCM_XXX, and Solman admin is for the entire configuration part. Similarly, the user ID has been assigned, different user ID has been assigned in the backend system. If you see the system ID, it's here I've taken the screenshot of only I-71. Similarly, you have to perform this for your E-71 and S-71 as well, or your production and quality system landscape. Once you perform this activity, you have to make sure that the status should be green. Internally, it is using the RFC connection which has been generated during the managed system configuration. So if your managed system configuration is green, then in that case you will not face any issue while assigning the profile in your backend system as well as in Solution Manager. Any question?
Hi, this is Brajesh.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
time,
please.
question you were talking about the SAP provide the case ID. Can we also create the case ID or
Uh, I haven't created the case ID as such because the SAP is like this case ID is associated with a certain SAP profile, and when you are assigning
okay?
this case ID, it not only create a Z rules, like it copies the
Okay.
standard SAP roles into Z
Okay.
roles, and then it is
Okay.
assigning it to the user ID. So I don't think so there's any need for creation of a separate use case ID.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Okay. The third mandatory thing is the early watch alert configuration for the managed system. This is also very essential because all the data which is coming out from the backend system, it is getting collected through this session only inside the solution manager, and only specific data has been analyzed in CCLM part. So this is the third criteria where you have to activate the early watch alert management for each of your backend systems. So it has to be done through solve setup. Then you have to go to cross scenario configuration, then select the early watch alert configuration management, and then here you select the I-71 and proceed further. Like there is a step-by-step process through which you can activate the alert, early watch alert. Right. So once it is getting activated in Solvent setup, you go to SM underscore work center, solution work center, then select the SAP engagement and service delivery. Click on the SAP early watch alerts session, and you can see your session here for I-71. In the third screen, you can see the session here. Okay. Now, sorry. Let me show you this. Okay. So if you, this is the same, the first screenshot has been taken from this one, extractor name. So these are the extractor which needs to be activated in Solution Manager. Basically, in Solution Manager BI client. Like if you have the BI client, like you have two clients, suppose 100 and 200, and you have selected the BI client as 100. Then in that case, you have to log into the 100 client, and then after, like you have to activate this cube through RS7. Okay, so this section is talking about the same thing. Like these are the extractor, and the description has already been given here. Like this is extractor for what purpose it is. Uh, like if you, I'm talking about 0 SM underscore CSLM. It is talking about extract CCLM data into the generic CCLM queue. So these are the basically the solution manager contains different info providers and queues also, and all the data which is getting fetched from your backend system is getting accumulated inside the queue itself. And when you create a session or when you analyze the data through ATC, so only the data which is available inside these cubes are getting analyzed and the proper reporting has been given to you. So these are the cubes where the data is residing. So same can be done like through Solman setup as well. Like I've given this the above screen because like sometimes it is quite possible that you will face some issue while activation. Like you can if you go to Solman underscore setup, cross scenario configuration and custom code management, and then these are the different activities which needs to be executed. Okay, and each and every one is associated with a particular info cubes, and it is activating all these info cubes accordingly, right? And if you are facing any issue, then in that case you have to log into the solution manager and manually perform this activity. Okay, once you perform manually activate this, again you have to come to this screen and make sure that each and everything is green here. Now
Shiva, Brajesh, once again, sorry.
yeah,
You
please.
mentioned the custom code activity. What did you do in custom code activity? Means you were talking update some program like that, coding something like that, or
Yeah, like whatever the programs are there, like suppose user exit or maybe possible
okay,
some Y or Z program is available inside the system. Like many,
okay,
yeah, Y or Z programs are there, which is associated with certain functional area, right? So ABAP team has developed many a program for different clients. Now with
correct.
now with the new versions, with the new changes in the object definitions, it might be possible
Mm.
these programs reference object is obsolete now, right? And it is not working. The second aspect is maybe possible like whatever the requirement is there for the client, it is getting fulfilled through some enhancement packs. And now this Y and Z program is still there inside the system, and customer is
Okay,
not using them, right? It is using
okay,
the standard repos or transactions, but it is not using those Y and Z programs. But it is still there inside the system. Now, to how to manage it, like suppose if it is critical for the functional people or the business people, then in that case, the business needs to understand like what are the dependency and what are the different objects which is getting obsolete and how to rectify it, right? The second aspect is what are the different Y and Z program is there which is still there inside the system, but we do not require this. We want to get rid of these Y and Z programs. So all these informations is getting phased out through this custom code management from the backend system. What it does is in the CCLM part is you are selecting three systems. The reason behind this is like your production environment where the business people are executing reports, and from there you are taking the statistics of the report, like whether it has been executed in the past or not, right? So the system is like if you go to the STO3 transaction, you can see all the data which is being executed by the business users, right? So somewhere this data is getting stored, and these are the data which is getting replicated inside the cubes of your solution manager, right? So all the data is getting inside these cubes. Like if I'm talking about the cube tables, why this needs to be activated, because these are the cubes which stores the data of all the reports or all the objects which is in the custom code or maybe a standard program, and later on like with certain features inside the solution manager, we can analyze them, we can use them and analyze them whether these reports are like how frequently these reports are getting executed and how critical this is, whether it is critical or not, whether we need these reports or not, those kind of stuff. You got my point, right?
Yeah, got it. Yeah, thanks, Vasu.
Okay, so now uses logging through solvent setup. So like from 7.1 onwards, like in solution manager, you can activate this uses logging. A separate link has been given in solvent setup. You can activate that for each and every system as well. Like here, if you see the highlighted section I-71, the activation status, you can see the activation status as green here. Right, so you can activate this from here also. What it does is like same thing, like whatever the reports transaction which has been executed in the backend system, in this case is I-71, this is getting populated through certain reports inside the solution manager, and this is stored in inside the queue itself, right? So once you activate this, you go and see the CCMS BI underscore setup. This is the job which is getting run inside your system, your solution manager, and it will give you the entire information, like what are the different data has been phased out. So if any issue is there, then in that case, like you have to go inside the system, log into the solution manager, and see the log of this job only, and then after you have to analyze and fix it. Okay. Now, this is the screen I have taken for custom code management, solvent setup, cross-system scenario, and custom code management. Like here, you have to select your system, and then like if you see here, different tabs has been given, right? So each and every tab, like you have to first it prepare the system, and then after you have to select the system, select the client, then it talks about in 5.1 section, talks about the SAP node which needs to be implemented inside your backend system. So basically, like you have to perform each and every steps and make sure that like you completed this successfully. So if you see the bottom screen, the status is all green for I-71. So once this custom code management has been performed for each and every managed system, like then only we can be able to create a session, or we can see this in the cockpit, CCLM cockpit. So till here, this is what the configuration which is required in the solution manager. Okay. Now, this one is talking about the service. SAP is providing one automated session for its client, which is free of cost, and like it is called SAP Custom Code Maintainability. So through this session, you will be able to get one report. I will show you the report. So this is the report which is getting generated. Like for the generation of this report, you have to make sure that the custom code management through solution solvent underscore setup has to be completed. And then after, once you perform this service inside your solution manager, you will get this report. It contains all the information about like how many objects are there, how many custom objects are there inside your system, And is there be any errors? What are different modules, right? Where the transaction or reports has been executed, right? Then if I'm talking about, so here it's talk about the custom object inside the system. So these are the information which I believe is important for the developers. Like how many of you are from the technical background? Any one of you has any expertise in ABAP section? Okay, so this particular report will give you the information about how many jet reports are there, and like if is there be any code error is also, like it gives you the code error information. For me, like as a basis consultant, like I cannot analyze it, but I'm sure like for the web team, this kind of information is essential for them to manage their custom codes. Okay, so let's discuss about like how to activate this service. So go to the solution manager, go to the transaction AC38 and execute the report DSWP CI service mix self-del. This is the report which needs to be executed. And then from here, from the help section, you have to select the SAP custom code maintainability check and then select execute. So it will give you like you can see the current status as well, and it will give you the information whether it has been enabled or not. Okay, now you have to go to solution manager work center, and solution manager work center you have to go to the SAP engagement and services section, then my session. The first screen is my session, and then you can create a session uh, where there is a line item here in this here. It says it is written as show all the services. Click on show all the services and select the SAP custom code maintainability check. Okay, once you select this, you have to select your system, add the technical system, and then proceed further. Like it will open a separate page there, and you have to activate one job which fetch the data from the backend system, and it perform this session and give the report to you, the report which I have sent to you, this report. So if you see the report here, I have selected all the three systems like I-71, I-71, I-71 because it's a demo system. But in a real scenario, you can select I-70, your development system, your quality system, and your production environment. And then it will give you more information uh, regarding this custom code maintainability check. It will give you the users statistics, what are different reports which is not getting utilized in the past. All those information would be there. Now coming to the ATC part, the ABAP test code. So ATC, for the ATC, we need to perform certain pre-steps. This ATC needs to be activated in your backend system. Now, dev system is always a master system, and the quality system where you are sending the data, quality system contains your statistics, or production system is contain the statistics of your report, like use cases. And then once you activate this in the quality and production environment, you have to send the data through ATC itself to your development environment. So this, let me give you the ATC part here. So these are the SAP nodes which needs to be. This is the workflow actually. So this is system. So this is the workflow for the ATC part. So for the ATC to get activated, you need to implement these SAP nodes like 2185390, 2310438. So it gives you the information about like what the technical team, like the web team, has to perform here, what's their responsibility. Once this SAP node is getting implemented, inside this SAP node there are some nodes are also there, and some manual steps is also there. So in the manual step, you need to activate certain objects, you need to modify certain objects. So this is the reason why the ABAP team is also required here. So, and you need to make sure that these SAP nodes is implemented and activated without any issue. Okay. So sometimes it might happen that the objects, once modified, it is not getting activated. And as a basis consultant, like you may not be able to find out like which objects is not activated. So this is the reason why the web teams needs to be involved here. Okay, so this SAP nodes contains around 15 to 20 sub SAP nodes, and 5 to 6 SAP nodes are there which contain some manual steps. Once these SAP nodes are getting implemented, then in that case, like ATC is getting activated there. Now you have to create the trusted RFC connection between the managed system. How the data is getting replicated between all the system is through the trusted RFC, like from development, quality, and your production environment. So now these are the roles. If you see here, these are the roles which needs to be assigned to the users through which you are activating the ATC and your solution manager user. These roles are there. Once you implement this SAP node, these roles will be created inside your backend system, and you need to assign these roles to your user account or the user account which you are using for the RFC creation. Okay. Then you have to run the transaction ATC in development and in statistics system. So in the statistics system, like if you see here, in the statistics system, configure ATC, here I have maintained the master system. Master system is where your all the development reports are getting created. Like all the developers who is logging to the development environment, they are creating certain reports, and this is the master system. And the quality system, which contains quality or production environment, which contains the statistics data about the utilization of these reports, needs to be sent to your development environment, and this development environment is sending the data to your solution manager. So for production environment or the quality environment, go to the ATC. In the master system, you need to define your development environment. Okay, once you send the data to your development environment, come to the development environment and schedule the run. Once go to the ATC transaction, there is one entry schedule runs, and then you have to create one entry, like create whatever the name, like it's all depends on you. Like you create a report here, schedule run, and then you have to select the package. If you see here, this is the package Y star and Z star. So I've schedule this run for only Y and Z reports. That means whatever the data, status data which is coming from the production environment, it is getting analyzed with the data inside your development environment through ATC. Okay. Any question here? Sure. Now, so once you run the report, like one background job is getting created. If you see here, I-71 monitor CW, this entry will be there in the ATC, and one background job you can see here inside the system. Once it is completed, you can see the status with a flag one, and if you want to see the data, if you double click on the flag, and you can see the entire information which is available inside the ATC. It gives you the information about all the objects which is coming as Y and Z, and lot many other like information is also there. Why ATC is required is because these are the run through, like once the system is preparing the data, and through this run only they create a report, and this report is getting fetched out to the solution manager, and solution manager show this data inside your custom code custom management cockpit. So the next screen is, I'm talking about the custom code improvement, custom code management cockpit here. Now log into the solution manager, go to your solution manager work center, then go to the custom code management, and then custom code improvement quality cockpit. Once you go there, you have to create one report here. Inside the report, you are using the same ATS here. If you see here, that's the same ATS run you are using this, and then you have to define your statistics system and your development system. Okay, so if you see here, the statistics system is E71 and development system is I71, and the ATC run is ZATC underscore all, which is here, ZATC underscore all. Okay. Now it gives you the information about your custom code. Okay, so this will this is a, I believe this is a pie chart or something, and it gives you the information about like how many new objects active in non-production environment, recommended for the decommission. If you see here, recommended in for decommissioning is 780, right? So deleted once 1740, already deleted 1740. So through this, like it gives you all the information about the objects which needs to be decommissioned. Okay, now this is the custom code dashboard, where it gives you the information about the quality low objects, not used objects, severity level 3, severity level 5. So severity level 3 and 5 is not important. The only important thing is the not used object, or or severity level 1 and severity level 2. And if you want to see more detailed information about this, then like select any of that, like any trend here, and you will get more information about the objects. Click on any of the line and you can get more information here. Okay. Now this is the custom code improvement quality cockpit, and like we have generated the report through the ATC run, and it create the overview of the quality level. And here for the basis consultant, like uh, this data is not for analysis. It's only the ABAP team or the functional team will be able to understand this. And even in some cases, like for the ATC run, there are a lot of different options are there available there. Like only the functional team or the ABAP team can understand that and they can run it. So for the basis part, I can say once you activate the CCLM part in Solman setup and activate the ADC, your work is over. And if you want to generate a service, then that AC381 report is there. You can generate the report and send it across to the functional team or the web team. Now talking about the workflow now, the CCM activities. Now this is the workflow which has been created. If you see here at the top, it says managing system activities. It is for the Solman, and this is for the manage system activity. So whatever the slides has been prepared, it is based on this flow chart itself. Like it's talk about the installation of the SAP router, then configuration in OSS1, then STCC and RTCC tool, it needs to be green. Then configure the SLD part. Here also in the manage system, you configure the SLD. Then send the data across to the SLD. You create your OSS user ID, provide the proper authorization to the OSS user ID. In the LMDB, you have to make sure that your system is properly defined, right? So these are the workflow has been created on the basis of the task for the configuration of the CCLM. So please let me know like if you have any question on the CCLM. So can I assume that like you able to understand the CCM part? Any question, guys?
In my side, I think yes.
Hari, that is all about the CCM. Like you can take over from here.